He's on a mission to defeat the coastal elite. Once again, Spencer Pratt. Spencer, you're on a roll. You're surging in the polls. Do you think your message is actually resonating among the people, not just online, but that people are finally hearing it?
This is my favorite thing the internet says. They're like, he's
Yes.
so big on the internet, but is he big in the streets? Yes, the people I'm surging with are the people having to step over the naked drug addicts and step into human poop to get their $20 matcha.
Yeah.
Those are the people that I'm surging with. The moms across Los Angeles who have to use their strollers around fentanyl, needles, and naked drug addict zombies with machetes that maybe will chop a limb off. So, yeah.
Remember when that lady threw something at you?
Yeah, oh my, in Los Angeles,
Yes.
I was walking and a woman threw something at me and I looked and it was a knife.
Yes.
She threw a knife at me and then she called me a crazy bitch, which I feel like she was projecting.
I just stuck in my head when that happened.
A few years ago, yeah.
So you mentioned that the silent voter. You have celebrities that are now coming out in support of you, but they will deny it, won't they? Leo DiCaprio, Jamie Foxx?
You know, what I've learned is I actually don't want celebrities to come out and endorse me. I don't want anybody to endorse me except for the moms and the animal lovers in LA. That's my entire vote.
Yeah.
Because that's, I don't... So I'm cool if no celebrity ever endorses me. I actually love when the celebrities attack me because then I'm like, oh, I am doing so well.
But I mean, DiCaprio, did it happen?
It did. That was
Yeah.
I love Titanic. It was a great movie. So
I have never seen it. I mean, I know how it ends. What's the point? That's what I say. I also like the fact that you weren't courting national media. You weren't courting national attention. I was trying to get you on for a while because you see this as a Los Angeles citizen. This is a Los Angeles story. This is about the voters. Your attention is here. You kind of stayed away from national.
So then this last 4 days, I thought what's making people excited to vote is the national media. So I caught a flight to just do national media today and then fly back because the problem with a low turnout election is people, you need to activate them to vote. And national media makes it more exciting, and it's a big deal. They're talking about it all over the country. I gotta go put my ballot in the mailbox. And so that's why I'm here, because initially it's local, 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 but I'm realizing the more locals I talk to, they're like, oh, how do you vote?
Yeah.
Where do you vote? I'm like, oh my God, this is how the socialists win, because they go ballot harvest and they vote. And everybody else either has given up because it's been 22 years of failures in LA, but they now need to hear on a national level, hey, there's a guy saying you don't have to step in human poop or have all your billions of tax money to increase the naked drug addicts in front of your kid's school. Hello, my name's Spencer Pratt. Get your ballot in right now.
You know, this is exactly the problem with New York City. It has, I think, 8 million people didn't vote, and they just assumed that the liberals going to win. So now we have a full-blown socialist mayor because most people just gave up. And I keep thinking, like, what? Are there families that were, anybody who was devastated by the fires still voting for Karen Bass? And what is wrong with them?
Yeah, there's definitely lunatics. Their houses didn't burn down, but they could have been saved by the U.S. Forest Service, who came in to save the day, Chief Bobby Garcia, on like the 8th. But these people have convinced themselves the Palisades burned down because of climate change and these imaginary hurricane winds that did not exist. So for them, they go, oh, it's the winds, and it was the climate change. That's what it was. It wasn't that Mayor Bass was drinking in Ghana and defunded the firefighters by the $17 million that the fire chief said we needed to keep everyone safe, or that her Janice Quinones, the LADWP CEO that got $750,000, drained both the reservoirs that were for wildfire protection. So I don't know why that message isn't getting to them, so I keep trying to say that out loud a lot.
Yeah, and I would assume that the person that set fire to one of the major fires was a liberal. I think from what I remember, the guy that set fire to one of the major fires.
Yeah, so the Palisades fire actually started on New Year's Eve. There's an alleged arsonist, but there's also 30 witness reports that it was fireworks. But the issue is that Gavin Newsom State Park let that fire from the New Year's Eve smoldering into a no-wind event for 4 days straight. Just the whole hillside, hikers taking photos, locals taking drone footage. Everyone's like, hey, this is smoking, and they didn't do anything. So that's why Gavin Newsom will end up paying the bill for the however many hundred billions of dollars that.
I think what your campaign is doing, which we do it on this show, is we are no longer scared of noticing a problem. And it's like, if you come out about and talk about the homeless, they're going to say, how dare you? That is a single mother living paycheck to paycheck. How can you say that? And you go, nah, it's not true. I walk around New York. I don't see one single mother. I see a half-naked, crazy mother on the street shooting up or taking a crap. And you're saying that.
Yeah, my campaign now, how I identify, besides being the common sense American, it's the look around candidate. You look around and see with your own eyes what I'm saying, and it's true. And that's why I'm going to win, because my opponents just lie, and they've had 10 years combined that they've created everything that they are looking around and seeing. So I would say, no more of this. We're going to stop this. We're going to get all your tax money that these two have been stealing to put these naked drug addict zombies that are going number 2 and number 1 in front of your houses, your businesses, maybe trying to machete you or stab you. We're going to get them mandatory medical treatment, not an empty bed. They need help to get off fentanyl and super meth, not an empty $100 to $1 million bed that's empty.
Well, that's medical compassion. That's the only compassion you can have. Whatever the Democrats are offering is a virtue signal. It's not even real compassion. It's just so they don't have to talk about the horrors they cause.
Well, in LA, since all my supporters are actually Democrats, it's the socialists and the communists that have hijacked their actual Bill Clinton-esque, yes, let's not have naked drug addicts on the street masturbating in front of kids. Now that has become this new DSA brand.
Exactly. In front of kids. How hard is it not to do it in front of kids?
This is real.
I know.
I mean, I can't even post what is sent to me by moms. My accounts would get deleted. I am literally 1,000 of these videos.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's beyond a horror movie, because a horror movie wouldn't even do that, because it's going to be a porno movie.
Yes, exactly. All right. Thank you, Spencer. Good luck. And we're going to move on.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.